look at all
What you got there, Scott?
Well, this is the most anticipated beer. Well, at least I've been anticipating, is the Didjits. Everybody loves it. Everyone wanted it in a can. So, yes, you're getting it in a can. And so, to prove that this is really going to happen, here's one can. And right behind Tim, there's a lot
Tower
of cans.
of Didjits.
So, the holdup is that last year we did 3 runs of the Didjits. It was so popular. People are saying, hey, when's it coming back? We're like, it's coming back in the spring, but we're going to keep making it into the summer, and it's going to return in cans. So the first batch we made, we put it into kegs. It blew out. Second batch that was supposed to go into cans, we went into kegs to keep the keg stock going. And then with the mobile canner that we're using, once they show up, we pay them a certain rate. I don't want to have them show up and only do maybe half a tank of cans. They're going to do the whole tank. So all these cans are, hopefully, we're thinking 2 weeks. The mobile canner is going to be down here. We're filling them up. And
2 weeks.
Well, it depends on when the beer is finished. I don't want to book them and the beer stalls or the beer starts to it's not completely done. With the Didjits, there's a 2-phase fermentation with it. It's the original primary where the actual beer itself is being fermented and becomes beer. And then that finally stops. We take the yeast off it. Then we hit it with the orange flavor. And a super secret orange flavoring technique.
That's putting orange in it, right?
Putting orange in it. We actually take chewy. We take chewy
secret.
and we roll them around in a bunch of orange zest.
Oranges?
And he goes scuba diving in the tank.
I thought I tasted
That's how we get the
that,
flavor. And then we do the dry hopping with the extra Calypso. That's the hop that we're using this year as the dry hop. Well, there's a bunch of. We have a dry hop cocktail, but Calypso is the new one this year. We decided to change. It's good. Last year it was El Dorado.
What's the profile on that one? I know I've had the Calypso, but
Calypso is tropical. It's more of
fruity.
Calypso's more of a hoppier El Dorado. El Dorado is a really nice hop. We just had a lot more Calypso than we had El Dorado, so we said, let's see how Calypso will work in the Didjits. We made a pilot on it. It tasted fine. That's what you're drinking now. So anyway, so once I got an idea that this batch is ripping, which it is, well, Alex and I and Kevin, our cellar guy, will evaluate the actual fermentation and see where we are on Monday and see if it's down in the numbers we like it's supposed to be. Then I'm going to book the canner.
So when it does happen, you said there's 40 barrels.
It'll be a 40-barrel batch.
Cans coming out, right?
Yeah.
Or,
so
Didjits cans.
Didjits cans, and that should be all of these. So I don't know exactly how many cans we ordered exactly. I think it's somewhere around like 18,000. So that's how many 6-packs will be coming out.
There's no way I can drink all of that.
Well, I'm going to make a good try at it.
I will as well. Between the 3 of us, I think
between the 3 of us, I think we can do it.
I'm drinking Killboy Powerhead now.
Oh yes, that's a good one too. He's actually sitting here drinking the orange sickle version of Didjits. But we're looking at sending these out and seeing how they're doing. I got a feeling that the can's really going to jump off the shelf. It's a good looking can. The beer's great. I love it. I think a lot of people are loving this year's version of it just as much as they love the previous year's versions, and then both of those. And so we'll see how these go. And if they sell out fast, then I can be convinced to make another run of them. But not, we're making another run that'll go into kegs, and then we'll keep making Didjits through the end of the summer, I think. It depends on how. We're really going to push on our production this summer. Is going to be, we're going to have a run of White Flag. We're going to have a couple runs of the MSB, the Moon Station Bitter. But then we're pretty much going to be, when in doubt, make a Zeke, or if you have a doubt about that, make a Didjits.
But for now, there's a lot of kegs out for people at Didjits, right? If you get on draft.
No, they sold out too.
They sell out.
Well, I think they've got maybe Savannah. I don't know, but
if you see Didjits on draft, get it while you can.
Right now, we have shipped to about 250 kegs between quarter barrels and half barrels, about split down the middle. Pretty much they go out there in the market.
There's a lot. This next batch will be all cans.
All cans. So the draft, there's going to be about a 3-week. Hopefully it'll hold up. I think most of the drafts are out now. If anybody who wants it can still get it, and it's popping up different places. But yeah, this is because again, it's the mobile canner. I'm gonna have them come in. I'm gonna have them, actually, bang all these out while they're here. If they take the trouble to set up and hook it up to the tank, and we start it rolling. Once we start it rolling, you might as well do all of them, as long as you have the beer.
Get it done.
And then we'll probably make another Didjits here in a week. That'll be a keg version of it. But yeah, so this is a big deal. It's the first time going into cans. I think cans are great. I really do. Anybody who bitches about the aluminum flavor, and I think if you drink it out of the can, you're going to taste aluminum because your mouth is right on the aluminum when you're drinking it out of the can. Pour it in a glass, and I'll tell you, these are mini kegs. I mean, I don't think there really is an argument anymore against cans, is there?
No, they have a liner in them. That
no, but I don't think anybody's anti.
Really...
Is there really someone who's actually come out?
No,
I think
it's like a glass liner or something like that.
There's still a few holdouts that refuse to touch cans. But
I mean, it depends on the beer, the vessel. If you want to put out a higher end, like super stout, big like a Kolb's Farm. Kolb's Farm in a can sounds freaking awesome. But however,
I just want
the
my
markup
Kolb's Farm
on
in
the
bottles,
markup.
Scott.
I can make, it's a bomber that's waxed or caged or limited that way is more of a better presentation for that type of beer where these are for serious drinkers. And for IPAs, there's not a better vessel. Plus, in the crowded marketplace, the footprint for these actually on a shelf is very much smaller. So liquor stores can buy more product, different product. If you go with cans, you can stack them and fit them in there. With the bottles, you have to be a little less... You have a little less give, so to speak, on the shelf. So, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I like to purchase a canner so I can can when I'm ready to go.
Right.
Like, we could be, if we actually owned a canner, this Didjits, as soon as it's ready to go, like 5 minutes after Alex gives me the thumbs up on it, we roll the canner out and we start filling them. It could be 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the advantage of owning.
Is that the way you work your employees? They have them in here canning at 2 a.m.?
Yeah, but then they have to go, wash my car and then cut my lawn and then they're coming up to your place to clean out all your sinks and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your gutters too. Yeah, we'll have them up too.
Make sure they bring beer with them.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, yeah. They're going to go right into his stash.
You mentioned Kolb's Farm, and we talked a little earlier, Scott. When are we going to see bottles of Kolb?
Kolb's Farm is going to come out when I'm allowed to actually make sure people can get their hands on it in the way that it was from July 1st to September 25th.
Okay.
It's, right now, if I put Kolb's out, I'd have to charge a tour that would make up for the cost of the bottle. Where you'd have to go with like all or nothing type mentality, where if we were able to do Kolb's after we go back to where things were, we go back in time, back to the original SP63.
Back to July 1st.
I can actually make it so you can come in and get, as long as you're up to, but not over 72 ounces, you can get a crowler of Killboy Powerhead for somebody, and then you get a bottle of Kolb's. And a Kolb's is not, right now, I'd have to put it for like $10.
Right.
But it's not, it's much, I'd lose money on it. So Kolb's, I'm going to let it sit, and we're going to have an event where you can come up. You can either buy 3 Kolb's and be under 72, or 1 Kolb's and a can of Didjits. You can mix up to 72 ounces.
So
make it more your choice as a person who visits the brewery. You're not limited to being, I can only get blank.
Right.
Now you can get several. You have more options to choose as part of your souvenir to go tour.
And Kolb's is ready in kegs. You're just waiting for the
yeah, it's ready, yeah.
And then it's going to go in the bottles and be.
Well, you had a little sample today on
your
your tour, didn't you?
I did have some Kolb's today.
It's very murky. It's very. And there's some. There were 7 kegs went into the wild. Mm-hmm. There may be a couple more, but the majority we got back there is bottles. And then anybody who follows any of our special releases, Kolb's will be very much like Knocker or Charred Walls or Killdozer. We'll have a release here, and what doesn't, there's going to be some shipped into distribution.
Cool.
It's about the same number of bottles. It's not. It's not as much as like maybe Killdozer, mm-hmm. but it's more than like Public Animal Number 9 or Statesboro Blues. It's going to be, 800 bottles maybe.
Okay.
It's not a huge release, but it's enough where it's going to be, and if. I would suggest you come to the brewery and make sure that you get your tour.
Rather than chancing finding
because you want to get on your boat, Captain Ahab, and go after those whales.
Go after the whales.
Whales, bro.
Whales. Kolb's Farm is a whale. And then to say, and even with that, we've got 4 full barrels, thanks to my good friend Mr. Pellet at Orpheus, driving up to Heaven Hill and actually buying barrels.
Right. Yeah. Truck full of them.
Great guy. Says, hey, I'm going up there. Do you want me to buy some barrels for you? I'm like, yes. So he bought them, brought them back. I went down to Orpheus, picked them up, brought them back up here. We racked 4 barrels, actual whiskey barrels worth of Kolbs that we're just sitting on.
Can I have one of those barrels?
When it's done?
No, with the Kolb's Farm in it.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Great, all right.
Sure.
Is it
the
part
DR,
of my tour?
Yeah, it's
72-ounce barrels.
Yeah. 7,200 gallons.
Yeah,
No, wait,
right.
that's wrong math. But yes, so there's going to be a Kolb's barrel release, and that's going to be rare, like our public animal release, and that would probably be sometime in like August, September. We're going to let it go, see how it goes. So we've got some things planned. We got, again, General Joe's coming back here real soon, where we're going to we're going to break it out and do a bunch of variants.
Okay. Are you going to bottle the different variants? Or
Yes.
those gonna be, okay.
There'll be souvenir bottles of that.
What was the one? Meat Joe Black, I think.
That's the one you like.
That
a lot.
was my
Then there
favorite.
was Papa Chewy.
Which one was
Electric-
Meat Joe Black?
That was the
Blackberry.
blackberry one. And then you had Electric Eliminators.
That's the lime one,
right?
and
That
there's
one's
Papa
good.
Chewy, which is the cherry, and then there's Red Joe, which is the cranberry, and then there's Blue Joe, which is the blueberry, Green Joe, which is the apple one. Then there's Generalissimo Jose, that's the margarita one.
Okay.
So yes, we have a bunch of that's that's the good thing about the tasting room here is that I kind of use the people on the tours as guinea pigs. We'll make like a one-off cask of a different flavor, and people come up and they get it as part of their tour.
Yeah.
Part of their 36 on site, and we get immediate feedback on whether it works or it doesn't work. I mean, of course, I drink it, and I'm like, I love it.
Right.
It's oh boy, it's my beer. But
Like the candy corn IPA, right?
That's gonna or the Sweetwater crab cake,
The crab.
the Old Bay beer,
Old
which I
Bay.
liked. I like it.
I never tried it. I missed it.
Well, we can go try some if you want.
Okay. What else, Scott? Is that it? Is that the update?
Yeah, I think that's the update. We're trying to get out there. Thanks for supporting Bird Hickory and listening to
Beer Guys
Radio.
For Hickory and Beer Guys Radio. Wonder Twin Powers activate.
Good Didjits power activate.
Killboy power activate.
Yeah.
That's so dorky.
Crush.
Thanks.